YouTube, this is the top 16 with the new ban list. The new ban list that was supposed to stop Tenpai, but definitely did not, as we see Tenpai in the opening top 16 match being played with Sky Striker. By watching as long as you can, that greatly supports these videos, even if we're on in the background. Thank you very much. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Psy, net mining, discard spinning to search for our Lady Debug. Lady Debug is here. Come to us, our Code of Soul. If we control Link monster, we get special summon that Code of Soul as we now make a BANLIST. We have negate anything with the roar. We have pop a special summon with a Promethean princess. We also have the Ash to negate an interaction with the deck. But wait, we have something else looming in the darkness, a crazy effect. Through the Code of Soul, we could summon a Pyro Phoenix over a Pyro Phoenix to trigger the effect of destroy all cards your opponent controls. That is coming up. Are you ready? Let's go. It has to be used in the main phase though. Harpy Feather Duster, Salamangreat Roar, negate. 3 disruptions left. Sure. Okay, follow up. We do have the Sky Striker Mecha, which is going to be summoning a token onto the field here as we link it up into a Kagari to then add back the Sky Striker Hornet drones from the grave back to our hand. We're going to Pyro Phoenix. This is not the effect to wipe out the entire field. This is just a burn for 15. Sure, not that big of a deal. And then we're going to summon another token onto the field as we further link this up. But we're going to use the Promethean Princess, triggering its effect, forcing out the Finger Promethean. You will not be destroying our monster on special summon. Negate. We have 2 disruption left. The Ash Blossom plus the full board wipe. So think about this. You eat up the disruptions with your Sky Striker engine, and then you whip out the Tenpai. That's coming. Hida, reborn from the grave, the Raging Phoenix. Your Raging Phoenix is mine as I link it up into a Zealantis. Holy moly, is that going to force a response? It's not a quick effect, so we have to, within an open game state, activate to banish the entire field. Let's not allow him to enter that open game state as we Code of Soul banish to link over the Pyro Phoenix into another Pyro Phoenix. Activate the Pyro Phoenix, destroy all the cards that the opponent controls. Triggering the Hida. We just have Ash Blossom. That's it. Ash is our only play. Ain't no way. We're still Sky Striking. Grabbing the Widow Anchor from our deck to our hand, drawing an additional card into a Call by the Grave. Take control of the Pyro Phoenix. Interesting. Okay. Ash Blossom. Negate the Pydra. The newly drawn Finger off of our Engage. Fingering the Ash. Ain't no way. Had we used Ash earlier within this duel, then it would have not been fingered. Damn. Now, I mean, it's full combo. Full combo. We haven't even used Kaiman. We haven't used the Sangan Summoning. We have Genroku in the hand that can't be summoned, but that's okay. We're going to grab the Chandra. Discard it as we said it was dead. Special summon the Chandra. Let's further synchro this up into a Biden Dragon. Wow. Very well done. Incredible. Ate up all the disruption with Sky Striker without even committing to our normal summon, and then whipped out our real plays. We got the Transcendent Dragon here, putting everything into attack position, and just like that, nothing can be activated from the opponent. Absolutely nothing. That's not activating, that's a continuous effect. It protects from destruction, wipe it out, and let's clean up this field and then perform our lethal damage. Biden Dragon Reborn, pop a back row card, sure, swing. We can now Trident Dragon, pop the field spell, pop another. We don't even have to, we're going straight for that lethal damage. Nicely done. Sky Striker, Tenpai. While he's good, let's go first. Let's speed this up now that you are more familiarized with how the Salamangreat plays. We had 4 disruption for the first game. For game number 2, we have Ash, Roar negate anything, Rage pop up to 2 cards in the field, Imperm negate a monster. We have Pyro Phoenix wipe out the entire field. We have Promethean Princess in Grave. That's 6 disruptions. We upgraded. Can we play through 6 disruption where we were able to play through 4? Probably not, right? Well, we have this Sangan Summoning. which will protect our monsters, or not, because we're going to use the Salamangreat Rage to wipe out that field spell. Wipe it, and that's right, there are no Sky Striker cards here. That's the big problem. Code of Soul is going to be summoning the Pyro Phoenix over Pyro Phoenix to wipe out the entire opposing field, being the Sangan Summoning. So, ruling question, which I do have the answer for, if you have a Sangan Summoning and multiple Tenpai in the field, and you destroy their entire field at the same time, what happens? Does it protect? Since it's being destroyed at the same time, it can't protect? It does protect at the same time. Now, if you have a Hugin plus a field spell, runic field spell, if they're both destroyed at the same time, what happens? She can't protect. They both get destroyed at the same time. Pyro Phoenix, wipe it out, and it is due to how they work differently and how they protect from destruction. One is destroying instead, one is simply protecting you from a card effect destruction, or in this case, the Sangan Summoning protecting you from card effects. We have Pydra, Unsummon, getting imperm. We're just whipping out all the negates. Negate, negate, negate. And then we have a Kaiman, follow up, negate with the Roar. We haven't even used up all of our disruption here, as we still have our Promethean Princess. Yep, I don't think so. Now, this is risky, kind of risky. Let's talk about why this is risky. Let's say I have 2 Kaimans in my hand. Two of them. Well, only one's activatable. If you use an activation negate on a card that's only activatable once, I now can use my second copy and it would go through, as this does negate the activation. Now, that's not the case, so we are safe. That is fine. Negate. But do consider that when you are negating the activation of something, are you okay with them having a second copy? Let's go to game 3. All right. We're going to start this off. Hold up. What the heck happened? Salamangreat lost game 2. Then Salamangreat chose for the turn 2 deck to go first. That's exactly what just happened. Let's go. Dora, as we special summon the Chandra, Shokan into the Bident Dragon. Bident reborn from the graveyard. I guess the problem with this play is to get Bident in the graveyard, you play into Nibiru. Yeah, that is the situation. But what's understood about this is maybe you want to get Nibiru. Are you really playing into a Nibiru, or are you tricking them to Nibiru? Because if the Heretic Seal gets tributed by Nibiru, we get to summon any dragon we want from the deck. I don't think we want that. So did we really play into a Nibiru? Well, let's see. Is this beneficial? We tribute off Heretic Seal, give him a token, trigger the seal, summon from the deck, again Roku, jump off, summon from the deck. If we don't play a second Heretic Seal, then I think this was a good Nibiru. Yeah, that was definitely a problem. So you do want to think about potentially, if Nibiru becomes more popular, to not get Bident Dragon in the grave. Just make that very simple Heretic Seal play, then pass. That may cost us the entire duel. Lady Debug, grab a Gazelle from the deck here. We're going to link this off into the Banlinks. Gazelle's checking for a Salamangreat monster, not a Cybers being sent to the grave. As we grab the Sanctuary, Code of Soul, special summoning itself onto the field here, activating to then mimic the effect of the field spell to link over a link monster with the same name. As we now have Cybers Wicked Summon, where it's pointing to banish from the grave to search our deck for a Weasel. Gazelle, send from the deck to the grave. And it's important to note that the Widow Anchor was activatable while we have a Heretic Seal. The Widow Anchor is now not activatable because we have to control no monsters in the main zones. The Nibiru token is blocking its use, and so is the Pydra. We have the Promethean Princess, reborn from the grave, special summon Weasel. And to clarify, the Pydra being on the field is not a mistake. It's due to, because we already have a token, we may as well have another. We now have Mirage Stalio detached to summon from the deck a Salamangreat of Fire, grabbing ourselves a Salamangreat Mirror. As we further link this up into a Raging Phoenix here. Raging Phoenix further linking up into another Raging Phoenix to trigger the effect to search our deck. And the search is possibly going to be for the continuous spell that reborns in the graveyard multiple Salamangreats. A very powerful card if you're going second. Setting up the Roar, if there's even going to be another turn here. Not so sure on that. Let's see what the search is going to be. It's the Charge instead, and a lot of people play Charge over the continuous spell. Triggering Promethean Princess, wiping out the opposing monster, triggering Raging Phoenix to reborn from the grave. We have 13,000 damage on the field. Come forth and summon into a Pyro Phoenix. Now, the effect to destroy the entire field, it could happen on your own turn, not just the opponent's. Pyro Phoenix into Pyro Phoenix, activate, non-target, wipe the field. Wipe it. We're going to Kaiman, search for a Genroku, which we could then special summon the Genroku onto the field. Wait, Chandra? Chandra? What the? I think we're out of Genroku. We have Genroku in grave. We have Genroku in hand. I don't think we play third Genroku, so we are open field. That's it. It's over. 13,000 damage. Oh, Biden Dragon on the third attack, reborning from the graveyard, taking out the back row Salamangreat roar. We're going to Salamangreat charge, take out that Biden Dragon, and then continue with that lethal attack. Nicely done from both players. Thank you. Wow. Nibiru turned off Heretic Seal, turned off the Widow Anchor Negate. That was great. We're going second while we have the power of Impermanence and Ash to negate the Fire King Island mate. We are so much less afraid of Gamma as we're now just activating hand traps on an open monster field state. What do you all think about that? Did losing a Gamma feel too random? Did it feel bad that good players had to play around it, so they were kind of nerfing their own hand traps inherently, making turn one a better way? As we Imperm negate the Snake Eye Ash, Kieran is semi-limited, which would have been a way to dodge the Impermanence, as we now link Karibo it up. And I would argue the third Kieran was probably this Nibiru. This should have been Kieran to pop, but the deck did get nerfed. What is good here? We have Emergency Teleport into a Max C. Max C hard counters Ritual Beast. So the big question is, do we push under Nibiru? We don't know that Nibiru is in the hand, but we could definitely push for lethal damage. We are now going to come forth and summon Canhawk banish from the deck here. There is now a Nibiru. Get Nibiru in. Canhawk jumping off of the field has come forth and back summon. How many minimal summons can we do under the effect of Nibiru and under Max C to perform that lethal damage? Grab the win. It does. Oh, nope, that's it. We're getting tributed. Completely say goodbye to the entire field. We do have the Nemesis flag, though, to get summoning. We're also going to banish in the graveyard for the No-Chi. Nemesis flag, return back the Canhawk into the deck, search our deck for a Protos, Ash Blossom, negate, no Protos mates. And what we would have really wanted to do was declare fire with our Protos to lock them out of fire summoning for the next turn, which would have wholly negated, I should say mitigated, the effect of Maxi drawing so many cards, a bunch of cards you would not even be able to summon. So now, I gotta say, we're coping. Yeah, I think the duel is already over. Yep, open field doesn't matter, we can't attack directly. Yeah. Maxi Nibiru, a deadly combo. Let's now speed this up as the Imperm negates the Little Knights. Commit to the main phase, searching for a second copy of our Diablo Star. We're gonna feel out some hand traps from the opponent's hand here. We do not have to play around Little Knight anymore. The No-Chi's not a form of disruption. It could just summon a Laura back in the field, which will do nothing. We have Oak reborning the Ash. Ash, add from the deck a Poplar. Poplar limited to one alongside the Ash. Summon itself on the field to make a Hida. Hida can reborn a fire monster from the graveyard as the Poplar equips itself, as we then send it to the grave with the Oak to summon a Flame Burst from the deck. Steal the opponent's Ash Blossom to now make a Promethean Princess. Promethean reborn from the grave. Sacred King Garunix, pop a Kieran from the deck. Reborn from the grave, pop a card on the field. Volcanix is now here. Push back the Little Knight as we then go in for over 10,000 damage. Good job, Nibiru. Nibiru's the way. Maxi helped a bit too. Emergency Teleport, chaining that Maxi as we then Ash Blossom negate, but we have to play around Nibiru again. How do we back-to-back open up Maxi and Nibiru, but now we also have an infinite impermanence? Come forth and summon from the deck a regular Laura. The currency of Ritual Beast is a non-special summoned Ritual Beast, and every time you special summon, you spend that currency. We're now going to Ulti Hawk. Ulti Hawk's going to be jumping off the field, spending the currency of our non-special summoned Ritual Beast, as many of them are already special summoned. And just like that, we are now in the Nibiru zone. The Wen would be additional summon by making the Link 2, but if we just Nibiru right now, we don't have to worry about it. Yep, there you go. Oh my gosh, LL Wood, I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm a big fan. Oh, wait, we didn't use the effect of Elder yet. We still had the Elder effect, but we could not special summon Canahawk with the Wen. That is a big deal. as we're very simply going to make a Little Knight then pass, banishing Nibiru. At least we have Imperm and Little Knight to banish an opposing monster. Now, just like the previous game, didn't we Imperm the Little Knight? What the hell is going on? Deja vu. We have just Imperm. Can one Imperm play through an Ash and a Fire King Island? The answer is no. I should say, what was the question? Can they play through it? They can play through the Imperm. Stop them? No, Imperm does not stop them. They now have the Fire King Island. You now lose. Let's just say, yeah, you're done. It's over. Let's speed this up. Garunic's Trigger, come forth and summon, activate a pop a card from the deck, which will be Volcanics, and then summon from the deck as we trigger the Ponix to summon from the hand onto the field as we activate a search for the Fire King Sanctuary. Fire King Sanctuary in the Imperm column. It wasn't even using its effect, so that's okay. He does steal an Ash from the opponent's player graveyard as we link this up into a Promethean Princess. This is over 8,000 damage if you did not know. We are going to summon a Flameburst, push back the Little Knight, and just like that, 8,800 damage as the Imperm could only stop Ash, but not the follow-up Fire King Island, which is a one of. We play one, but we also play the Sanctuary. So if we were to look at the ratios of that real quick, how lucky really was that? If we look at Sneak Eye Fire King, we Bonfired, which is a 2 of, Ash is a 1 of, the Sanctuary is a 1 of, the Fire King Island is a 1 of. So yeah, quite unfortunate for that duel. That is a 2-0 victory. Let's advance into the next match, but it was all about the Maxi and Nibiru. We got Therizia. Therizia setting up from the deck a Dinomorphia Domain, which sets up one of the most ultimate floodgate monsters that exist, but can only be summoned within the main phase. So the turn player has that priority to make the very first play before we whip out that floodgate. And we're going to start off with the Terror Top, add from the deck to take Tomborg, and now we're going to whip it out. No Ash Blossom as we send from the deck an extra deck to make our Kentragina. Kentragina will now be copying the effect of the Frenzy Engrave to summon the ultimate floodgates, Rexterm. Why is this card so good? Well, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters they control, which means only on the field. So the hand engrave, that's okay. So if you have a way to, let's say, trigger effect engrave that destroys this, that would be your way to deal with this. And you are not able to activate them if the attack is greater than or equal to 2,000 life points currently, just can't even activate. And then, let's say you want to battle into it. We could reduce your attack to make it equal to our life points. That's insane. And we're going to do that right now. So we're going to drop the requirement to 1,000 or less, which for some reason, the Punk Seaman at 600 attack is still able to activate due to being smaller than 1,000 life. We're going to veil or negate the search. I don't think so. And from there, you have to be less than 1,000 to activate. At 1,000, you can't do it. We're going to draw out the field spell as we now make a Typhon. Typhon cannot spin back the Rexterm. We're going to use Dinomorphia Domain into a second copy of the Rexterm. Now, what's important to note here, the Superstar Slayer Typhon does not negate anything. It just prevents Rexterm from activating the effect of reducing your attack, which we already used that effect, so we don't care. The effect of you not being able to activate your monsters is still in effect. We're going to whip out with Welcome Labyrinth into our Ariana. Now, while your monsters cannot activate, mine can. Grabbing that big welcome from the deck. Sure, the Transmigration Prophecy. Not sure why we're playing this. Is quite interesting. Target 2 cards in either graveyard and shuffle them into the deck. Reduce their attack down. Get wham bam, thank you ma'am. And we're not able to finish off the duel here, as Dinomorphia usually is not able to do. But at 250 life, blinking red. What can we do? We got Gabonga. Gabonga can't activate, so what now? We're going to add from the deck a Merciless. Merciless detach material to summon. Use the field spell to banish from the grave to special summon a Punk, and then it's just like, what can we do? What can we do? We can't activate anything. We gotta go first. That's what we gotta do. Royal Cringe? I don't think it's cringe. I think it's pretty damn cool. The Royal Rarity looks great in this game. Rank exceeds this into a utopic future. Now, the Punk Seaman's gonna get Babusa, not a big deal, as we now have our monster negate and steal. You activate a monster, we negate and take control of it, mate. What else do we have here? So negate a monster and steal, Ash Blossom. I'm not going to count the finger as disruption. We have the Punk Dangerous Gabu, which is going to negate a monster in the field. Now we also have Shirakusai. This is quite nuts. During the opponent's turn, we're going to synchro summon into an effect that spins the field back to the hand through the effect of the Amazing Dragon. So 4 disruptions. Yes, am I missing anything? I think that's it. Let's go. Going straight into the Typhon. Yup. Yeah, buddy. Sure. Is the Amazing Dragon 3000 attack? I don't think we could even activate it. It's exactly 3k, so the Typhon does counter it. Detach, spin back, and we're going to use the Gabu to negate. I don't think so, mate. Dropping down a triple disruption. But a lot of our disruptions are not even activatable. Shirakusai is activatable, but it's going to go into a monster that cannot activate as we make the Amazing Dragon in attack position. We do get to draw a card off of the field spell here, and it's clearly activating. Oh, Typhon's negated. That's why. That's why. Keck, wait. Spin back, mate. Now, what was good about that is, could the Shirakusai have activated in the end phase to spin back row cards instead? Let's read the Shirakusai. Shirakusai, during the opponent's turn, we could have spun back the trap tricks. So the fact that we forced out that activation in the battle phase was a great play. Yup. We have here, we're going to use the effect of the Amazing Dragon, second effect, a Reborn from the graveyard, as we then on special summon search for a Punk Seaman, triggering the field spell to draw again, the field spell drawing so many cards every single turn. To battle we go. Are we doing anything? Well, we are threatening lethal, so we're going to Daruma Karma Cannon, flip the entire field face down. Why did we take so many attacks? Well, this is a Dinomorphia deck. We like for our life points to be nice and low. If we have the big welcome, get eaten by the Ash, that's going to be good for us, as we could then follow up Trap Trick into the Rex turn. Negate, just like that, mate. Now, let's follow up. Maybe within the, we have to do it within the main phase, yes. So before the Punk Seaman activates, we're going to set up the Dinomorphia Frenzy. Dinomorphia Frenzy activate to come forth and send from the deck an extra deck to now make our Kentragina. Kentragina will now copy the effect of the Frenzy, having our life again, now lower life than the attack of the Punk Seaman, thus making it not activatable. Now, it's very important here is not sending Rex Terms to the graveyard to summon Rex Term, because a big counter to the Rex Term is the Finger, which they do have on the field. Do not let your Rex Term get fingered. Wow, Typhon from both players, back-to-back Typhon. We now can't activate the Rex Term, but you also are not able to activate the Typhon. So we very simply just destroy it by battle. Nadir Servant, send an Entis to grab an Ecclesia, triggering the Entis to pop a card in the field, taking out the face-down Utopic Draco Future, which we thus then have to finger the Entis. Negate. How do we deal with the Utopic Draco? That's going to be a problem, yes? I guess they kind of cancel out. They can't really do anything to each other. The Utopic can't negate the Rex Term can't destroy the Utopic by battle. It's just an indestructible monster, so let's summon Lovely. With the Lovely, we're going to now trigger the effect to take out that face-down Utopic Draco Future, using the Lovely to recycle a Trap Trick from the grave back on the field here. To battle we go. Let's clean this up. Ain't no way. Labyrinth Dinomorphia, fully roiled out, is absolutely dominating this duel, and I love to see it. I mean, I'm rooting for both players because of their decks. We have Goblin Biker Punk, Labyrinth with Dinomorphia. Thank you to both of you. That is a 2-0 victory. Damn, going second, and we won. Now, we have Yubel versus Snake Eye Fire King. Let's go. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not even in my own chat. As we now link Karibo it up, let's speed this up. We have Impermanent Ash Blossom, but what do we use it on? This would be a good time to Ash, which we of course use it on the original Sinful Summoning from the deck. Let's follow up with a Diablo Star, setting up the Wanted Seeker. As we now make a Little Knight banishing the Drone Lockbird from the grave, disallowing us from further adding from the deck to our hand here. As we now top deck into our D-Lotus, let's early imperm the Little Knight, then follow up with our Parry Resmap. It's very important. There's a small detail, but you have to imperm in the draw phase if you want to activate anything before the activation of the Parry Resmap. Now, of course, we could have activated it and then imperm afterward, but it's just an important note. Let's Dark Beckoning Beast, grab the Spirit Gate from the deck, Let's Spirit Gate, search for the Dark Beckoning Beast again. Additional summon to the D-Lotus into Ash Blossom Negate. This is an important choke point. Definitely use it on the D-Lotus. Let's now speed up what we could do. We can discard, reborn, hard once return activation, can't do it again, make an Almirage, which means we're making a Little Knight. Little Knight to banish Little Knight. Your Little Knight is negated due to the impermanence. We have the Wanted Seeker searching for a Diablo Star within the end phase, and with just the protection of Little Knight, is that going to be enough? No, it's not. Holy moly. Imperms left and right on Little Knight all today, everywhere, every duel. What is going on? Surely we win now, yes? Let's banish with the Wanted Seeker, and as we now make our Diablo Star, Oak, Reborn, the Snake Eye Ash, add a Poplar special summon itself onto the field, Poplar grabbing the Divine Temple set up into the back row. We got the Snake Eye Diablo Star summoning from the back row here in just like that, thanks to the boost with the field spell over, I should say exactly 11,000 damage. Let's see what's good. We're gonna hard summon our Phantom of Yubel before anything else is activatable. So how do we trigger the Scythe? We need a way to destroy it. The only way to destroy it that I see right now is through the Yama. And the Yama is if your card is destroyed, you then reborn from the grave to then destroy a card in the field. But we don't have a way to destroy ourselves. So it's gonna be up to Mobile X to trigger the Scythe. Uh-oh. Imperm, negate the Phantom of Yubel, leaving the Soul of Rage, which can only link off with the special summon monster. Ash, negate the Ponix Mate. We could follow up with Bonfire. Bonfire could search. Yep, we are going to be searching for our Poplar. Pop off with the Poplar, trigger from the hand to summon itself onto the field to grab from the deck our original Sinful to then summon from the deck. Soul of Rage is now going to be linking off with the Poplar, at least attempting to do so, as we instead dodge the link off, get pop, and Soul of Rage is now stuck on the field, and we have no way to trigger that Artifact Scythe. Send from the back row, summon the Oak. Oak, reborn the Poplar. Oak, send the Poplar in itself to summon for the deck a Flameburst. We're going to push the Yama in the grave to the back row. Now we can safely destroy your cards without triggering the Yama to trigger the Artifact Scythe. Let's freaking go. Grab back the Kirin, make a Promethean Princess, Promethean reborn from the graveyard, as we then further make our Raging Phoenix into the Zealantis. Now, the Phantom of Yubel is currently negated. We don't want it back in the field face up, so let's summon it face down. Come back. Actually can't be special summoned, so it's just stuck. There you go. If the card is not special summoned properly, then it does not come back, or if it has a summon restriction. So, well, I saw it come back with Little Knight. Little Knight and Zealantis are a different way of banishing and returning. Zealantis is banish and special summon, so cards that can't be special summoned are stuck. The Little Knight is banish and return. So by not special summoning it back, by returning it back in the field, so you wouldn't draw under something like a Max C, the card of Phantom of Yubel would come back in the field. And just like that, over 8,000 damage. We have the Soul of Rage triggering to add back from the grave a D-Lotus, which could have been a Spirit of Yubel, a battle trap, had it not been returned from the grave back in the deck to summon that Phantom of Yubel. And just like that, a 2-0 victory with a back row Artifact Scythe that we could not even use. We couldn't trigger it, we couldn't pop it. 2-0. We're starting off with the Nightmare Throne of our own. Get into the D-Lotus. We did not ash the Nightmare Throne. We're going to be ashing the D-Lotus. That is the big choke point. And just like that, negate. What now? Escape past that is not a form of disruption, but we do have our own Ash and Maxi. Can Jungle Man play through a Maxi and Ash? Let's find out. Let's brute force, take the Maxi challenge, and just win. We're going to be using the Nightmare Throne to grab the Triple D Zero King Rage as we chain Maxi to the Double D Swirl Slime, which is activating to Fusion Summon. Negate. the Maxi with our own Ash Blossom as we make a High King Genghis. High King Genghis going to be followed up with the effect of the Dark Contract of the Gate. Search our deck, mate. Negate. Now, the High King Genghis does have the ability to negate a spell or trap, but only during our own turn. Let's High King Genghis into the Deus Ex Machine X, end our turn. This is a form of disruption. Let's read this. This states that once per chain, when a monster effect is activated, you can then suck up that monster by detaching two materials or destroying a Dark Contract. So we're going to be able to suck up not once, but twice. Double the suckage. But there's nothing to suck. Back to Jungle Man as we can activate the Dark Contract of the Gate again, searching our deck for a double D. We got Savant Corpinicus, which is going to send from the deck to the grave a Necro Slime. We're going to double D Swirl Slime, summon from the hand, as we then use our finger to finger that Necro Slime before it banishes to activate its fusion effect. Let's link it off into the Abyss King Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh setting up double Pendulum Scales to now Pendulum Summon from the extra deck our Carpinicus and Orthros. And with those, we're now going to be making a Wave King Caesar. 7,200 damage on the field. Pop the back row, take it out, trigger the effect of both effects. We have Wave King Caesar and the Escape. Escape is going to be special summoning from the deck a Shavara as we add the Dark Contract of Fusion Summoning. We're going to fuse using the graveyard, banish from the grave to come forth and summon our Flame King Genghis, which wants to see us summon another double D onto the field, which will then trigger its effect to Reborn from the graveyard, come forth, Wave King Caesar on the field, 9,200 as we now make a King Tell. With the King Tell, we are going to be detaching material, burn for 1,000 plus reduce. We're now going to be triggering the King Tell to send from the deck to the grave here. To battle we go, wipe out the Shavara, 1K, 3K, now what's left? That's it. We don't have any lethal damage. I thought this thing does something weird about lethaling. What is this? When this declares an attack, if your opponent's life points is 4,000 or less, you can make this card gain attack equal to your opponent's life. Oh, you couldn't get them to 4K! You were 500 off! Ain't no way, we were close. Droll and Lockbird off the top of the deck. 1 for 1, discard the Droll into a Max C. Now remember, we got the suckage with Machine X. You activate and it's still on the field, we get sucking. So we can't suck up D-Lotus, but we can suck the Spirit of Yubel. So if you suck that Spirit of Yubel and you grab a Nightmare Throne, I should say the Nightmare Pain, what are you gonna pop with the Pain? There is nothing to get popping. So we have Nightmare Pain with nothing summonable, nothing from the graveyard could come out, and just like that, Triple D taking a Game 1 victory. Let's hop into Game 2. Harry Reese map, come to us, our Dark Beckoning Beast, Dark... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 disruptions plus a Droll and Lockbird, so I will call that 9. 9 ways to get stopped. What do? Kepler's here, activate the search, negate. We're now down to 8 disruptions. Holy moly. We're gonna Dark Contract the Gate, search our deck mate for nothing, cause Escape of the Unchained is gonna pop it. We're now down to 7 disruptions. Soul of Rage getting popped. Yama Reborn the Soul of Rage back onto the field here, which could link off with the special summon monster. Had we had a Dagda on the field, we could then, oh, yep, there we go. Let's, so much more to go. Kepler into Imperm, no Dark Contract. Now Kepler was searching for the Contract of the Gate that's already in the hand, mate. Just like that, we ate the Impermanence as we now have full Triple D combo. All right, what did we... So 1 Kepler is a double suck, and a double special summon negate. So that's 4 disruptions off of 1 Kepler. All right, let's see. Is that good enough? We also have a Call by the Grave and Max C. Both in the Anima zones, we're daring them. Get suck and suck up the Beckoning. Now, it does not negate the effect of Search, but it negates, I should say, turns off the effect of allowing an additional summon. And what do we do at the Spirit Gate? So, well, we already used up our normal summon. We can discard Delos or Reborn it only at your locals, mate. That would be cheating. You cannot Reborn Delotus if the Dark Beckoning's not engraved. You need to have something else that's rebornable. So this got screwed up. That suckage was great. We're going Nightmare Pain. Now, it's a problem. The Nightmare Pain will get a monster in the grave. We could then use the Spirit Gates to discard to Reborn the Delotus. Pop the Spirit, grab the Squirmer. Now we're in trouble. Summon from the deck, nothing. Oh, we got screwed again. We again have no monster in the grave, thus we can't activate the Spirit Gates. Got him. Uh-oh. What now? What now? Ending the turn. Couldn't even get the D-Lotus out. Couldn't special summon the Squirmer. And just like that, surely Triple D can lethal damage, right? Let's see. Let's find out. We are Dark Contract of the Gate. Let's go, mate. Let's flame on. Double D Swirl Slime summoning the High King Flame King Genghis, which will be able to negate any spell or trap card during your own turn only. 8,600 damage in the field. And just like that, advancing into the top 8 grand finale video, Jungle Man with Triple D. Get sucking. Hydra, Valor, negate. Now, DD Crow counters Hieratic Seal. How? That makes no sense, right? Hieratic Seal, we're going to talk about it once we summon it. Special summon the Chandra, all under Max C also, so we're going to make a minimal play. We got to push for the Hieratic Seal. I think that is definitely the way. Wow, we did not. Sure. So the way DD Crow counters the Hieratic Seal is the Hieratic Seal tributes itself to then return a card back. You then chain DD Crow right then and there. You don't wait, because by banishing it from the grave as soon as it activates, it now will not activate the second effect, the more important effect of summoning a Tenpai from the deck. All right, let's go. DD Crow also good against Biden Dragon, reborning a monster from the grave. It gets around the Sang and summoning protection. We do not want to enter the battle phase. That is when they could activate the Synchro. Let's sync right now into Biden Dragon, reborn from the grave, which is a targeting reborn. Thus, we can DD Crow to negate. Negate. This is interesting. What do we do against an opposing Chandra? We Chandra, they Chandra. We're going to Valor at the end of the main phase. As we then now make a Hieratic Seal, then end our turn, just like that. And there the DD Crow countering the Hieratic Seal play is about to happen. Forbidden Droplet. We're going to chain Cosmic Cyclone. Why would we do this? It makes no sense, right? It makes perfect sense if we want to Hieratic Seal. Why do we want a Hieratic Seal, though? We're putting it back to then it resummons back onto the field, so that's not a big deal. You want to get the second effect. You get the second effect under the Droplet anyway. So actually, I don't know if I really agree with this play. And then you get DD Crowed. As we said, just like that, return back Chandra, then resummon Chandra. Now you got Ash, but you can fully counter the Ash if you play this optimally. Do not make this. This is one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a Tenpai player, and I will point it out. I'm not going to berate the player, but this is it. So we have Ash versus Chandra. Let's go. Can't Ash. Okay. Can't Ash. We could Ash that. We can Ash that. But if you play Tenpai correctly, you cannot Ash that, okay? You have to make sure, pretend like they have Ash. Do not let them Ash the Kaiman. Swing, do not Kaiman, do not Kaiman. Do not do it. There you go. That's it. That's it. Can't do it. Kaiman. Meteor Burst says monsters could not be activated. Notice how we didn't surrender until the Meteor Burst was summoned. Oh, it was on the activation of Kaiman. Kaiman was searched. We didn't surrender. We waited for Meteor Burst. Play around Ash. Sangin summoning, forcing Virgil to go first after beating us. So what we want to do is set up our Hieratic Seal. What could be really good in the mirror match is having Ash Blossom for the Hieratic Seal effect of summoning from the deck. We do not want them to get a Tenpai on the field plus having their disruption. Special summon the Chandra. Let's speed this all up. Bident Dragon, Bident Reborn. We saw this backfire on a Tenpai player as it played into a Nibiru, but Nibiru is so rare that if you really want to play around Nibiru, we're going to imperm negate the Heretic Seal, as we then use Droplet. Droplet to send just one to negate one monster, thus we're negating the Fadra. The effect of reborning from the grave, and also the effect of making your fire dragons indestructible by battle. We now have the Sangan summoning, search in our deck for our own copy of Fadra, discarding Pydra, as we then summon Fadra into a Droplet. Well, no, because we have Sangan summoning protecting us, and there's no DD Crow to also banish the Pydra, which we did see it be played in game 1. We're going to Kaiman search for Genroku. Genroku activate a special summon itself onto the field. Now, can you affect the Genroku with an Ash Blossom here? Yes, you can. You could finger it, you could Ash it. Even with Sangan summoning, it's not protected. It's only protecting the monsters on field and within main phase 1. As we now make a Bident Dragon. Bident Dragon activate, reborn from the grave, the Chundra. As we now go for the main play, Transcendent Dragon, to completely turn off the battle phase, we have to, right here, right now, use the Heretic Seal to summon from the deck nothing, as the Call by the Grave fingers the Heretic Seal. Thus, we are going to dodge the Call by the Grave. Ooh, we screwed this up. How did we screw this up? We had to finger on Chainlink 2 to the Heavenly Sphere on the field. Because if we fingered right then and there and we chain Bistio to banish our Heretic Seal, it doesn't activate. By waiting for it to activate, we played into the Bistio, and we know all Tenpai players are playing that one Bistio. So do y'all understand that? We had to finger early. We fingered too late. And now we finger nothing, come forth and summon from the deck Pydra. Is it gonna cost us the duel? No, I mean, we're fine, right? I think we're gonna be fine. I think we should still win this. Pydra, add Kaiman for next turn, sure. Everything's completely turned off. That's it. Completely off. Continuous effects still apply, but you cannot activate anything. Does it matter? Yes, it does. If you activate Heretic Seal, you chain Called By, you chain Bistio, banish the Heretic Seal, you then don't get to activate Heretic Seal in the grave. It's not there. So once it's checking to be in the grave to activate, it's no longer there. Boost it up, lethal damage. Let's go. It's like DD Crowing. They Heretic Seal, you chain DD Crow, they don't activate. So they activate Heretic Seal, chain right then and there, Call by the Grave, finger it before it activates, and then there wouldn't have even been a play. Did it matter because we won anyway? It didn't really matter. Begin. Kaiman it up. What? We didn't search, we special summon Genroku? What the heck? Who does that effect? Special summon a fire from the hand. Valor negate the Pydra. Negate. Now this is quite incredible. Holy moly. 4 hand traps plus a Kaiman in our opening hand. That is a dream hand for Tenpai. Double Valor negate. And then we have Imperm for the Heretic Seal. And then we have Ash for the Heretic Seal attempt to summon from the deck. Come forth, Heretic Seal. Got him. Let's go, let's go. Double Kaiman. Now, Ash negates the effect, not the activation. So by negating the effect, can't activate another one. And we talked about this earlier where Salamangreat Roar negated the Kaiman, and then a second copy would have been activatable. Damn, set Imperm, we are dependent on the Ash Blossom. Lightning Storm is not activatable. It is semi-limited in today's event. We're going to Kaiman within the end phase, summon the Genroku onto the field. Now, we're going to be holding on to that Ghost Ogre for hopefully dealing with a Sangan summoning. Or not. Nope, I'm going to take out the Pydra while I can. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Take out Pydra as Pydra sets up the Sangan. And then Heretic Seal can change the effect of Sangan summoning, attempting to search our deck unless we Imperm early. Imperm early, just like that. We're going to return back to Sangan summoning, but it did not activate yet to search our deck, so we could very simply just replay it, then research. Now, here's the problem. We activated summon for the deck, then the Ash Blossom negates. We're in an open field plus Sangan summoning and 1 card to discard, just like that. Flame on, let's go, activate Sangan summoning, and win the duel. Search our deck for Pydra, discard Imperm. It was kind of an interesting back and forth, right? Yep, well, super fast surrender. We out. Too 1. A Dear Servant, send from the extra deck nothing, which would then have searched for a Dogmatica monster, which would then search for the Dogmatica punishment. Quite a crazy card to negate. You definitely do want to negate that. We actually just ended our entire turn. That is insane. We have the dead Lovely Labyrinth in our hand and also the transaction rollback with no way to get it into the graveyard. We have impermanence to negate the Snake Eye Ash with no Kieran to dodge the impermanence. Kieran semi-limited is definitely affecting the deck as we simply go to battle for 800 damage as Hibari now breathes a sigh of relief as we then summon our Lady Labyrinth, which must be summoned into defense, so summon it during the opponent's turn so we could get it into attack. By setting the transaction rollback, immediately the Lady Labyrinth becomes untargetable. Now, with this transaction rollback, we could copy a trap in the opponent's graveyard. But how do we get a trap in the grave if the lady is not even impermeable? We're going to swing for 3k, cannot be targeted nor be destroyed by card effects, set up the Welcome Labyrinth. What's an interesting note, it's a small little detail, this transaction rollback looks like an impermanence because we set it into the column of another spell and trap. So Abood is definitely thinking, that's an imperm, how do we play around that? Flameburge off the top of the deck, this is just sad. What the heck is going on? Lady Labyrinth chaining to a trap, which we cannot imperm to negate due to the transaction rollback being set. And just like that, wow. Both players opening absolutely suboptimally, but Labyrinth coming out on top. Now, we finally have transaction rollback, which could be sent to the grave through the effect of the Chandelier. Let's go. Transaction rollback wants to be in the grave because we could copy any trap within our grave. We're going to be Maxi, change the Kieran as we Ash Blossom, negate the Maxi as we now have a completely unhindered turn 1 play. Let's see what we could do. The Kieran whiffed it because there's no other fire monster, but we now get to triple tactics talent, draw 2, send the Flameburst for Diablo Stars. We now speed this up. As we now return back to the deck, the original Sinful, to randomly draw into a Kieran, that is absolutely nuts. As the Apollo now negates the Chandelier and the Butler summons in response to the activation of you activating to our Labyrinth or Trap card. We're going to chain Lady Labyrinth to the finger, fingering the Butler. And just like that, come forth, Lady Labyrinth and Butler does not get summoned. Negates, and no trap from the deck. So what we really need here is a trap engraved to copy, which the big welcome is engraved thanks to the effect of Zombie Vampire. Zombie Vampire helped out Labyrinth as we are now copying the big welcome within the end phase. Big welcome, summon from the deck, Lovely Labyrinth, returning back the Lady on field, triggering the Lovely Labyrinth, but we're going to chain link block it with the Torby because a monster left the field through a trap effect. Thus, the engrave effects are chain link blocking and protecting Lovely from the negate of the Apollo USA mate. Chandelier add back to the hand here. Torby summoned itself onto the field. Chandelier negated by the Apollo USA as the Lovely non-target pops a card on the field. What are we popping? Come forward, Torby. Taking out the Flameburge. We're now going to be triggering the Promethean Princess to Reborn. We're going to be using the Big Welcome Labyrinth to chain spin back the Amble Whale. A lot is happening within the end phase here. Zombie Vampire was good for both players. Wow. As we now trigger the Volcanics to summon from the deck a Garunix, and oh my goodness, things got messed up because we really wanted the Flameburge to summon the Arvata from the back row. We wanted the Amble Whale to Reborn from the grave the Masquerena. And now we have a Promethean Princess on field that we do not want on the field because it's a disruption while in grave. Now the Apollo is an 800 negate. And beyond that, we do have pop a card on the field, which will trigger the Garunix, which will then pop a card on the field. We still have about triple disruption. Ponix add back. Normal Chandelier. Wow, Chandelier's big. That 1500. What the heck? 1500 Chandelier, discarding the Lady here. The Apollo negates, as we're now down to 2 disruption, as we are now also ending the effect of the Skyburn. Skyburn popping our Garunix still. And we have left the Garunix engrave, making a Typhon. Typhon will activate the spin back. We're going to use the Kirin to pop the Promethean, giving us another form of disruption. So now we're back up to 2 disruption. Trigger the Garunix, pop a Kirin from the deck or from the field, reborn from the grave or hand, pop the Typhon, and now we just have Promethean Princess. Set the Dogmatica Punishment, now back to you. What can we do from here? We're going to make a Zealantis. Zealantis could banish our entire field and then return it back in the field. We're going to use the Dogmatica Punishment to punish that Zealantis, sending the Tri-Brigade Arms to then trigger the effect to send from the extra deck to the grave the Garura to draw a card here. So we're going to randomly draw as we trigger the Torby and Chandelier to summon onto the field and add back to the hand. Garura drawn to what? Max C? Is that going to be good? I don't think so. Thank you for allowing us to trigger the Promethean Princess, popping your newly summoned Torby. Torby's going to jump off the field by discarding the Chandelier. Promethean Princess still summons here. As we set up a Welcome Labyrinth that's not activatable, Pata E, which I don't think we're going to make it to the next turn to even activate. Promethean Princess, reborn from the grave, Flameburge. All right, Flameburge push into the back row, the lovely Labyrinth, which you could use the pack bit. I don't know if we play it, the synchro. The pack, no, we don't. The pack bit could re-summon your lovely from the back row if it gets pushed back by something like a Subversion or a Flameburge. Let's hop into game 3. Pata E, randomly banish 6 cards from our extra deck. This is why we play triple Chaos Angel. That is expensive. All 3 are ultra rare. Imperm, negate the Ariana. Should you Ash Ariana? No, do not do that unless it's a simplified game state of pretty much you're in a top deck situation. Otherwise, should you Imperm Ariana? Yes, Imperm the Ariana. Volcanics activate to pop a card from the hand. Imperm is going to negate, but this is already a normal good play. You Volcanics, pop it with Kirin, and then Volcanics pop the Kirin. You could reborn back in the field the Volcanics, and we have also completely dodged the Impermanence. Yup. Grab a Garunix. Garunix will be also triggering. This is a non-target pop. So we're about to non-target on resolution, not know until it happens, lose our Solemn Judgment or our Dogmatica Punishment. Now, Solemn Judgment can negate a summon, but not a monster effect. Are you ready? Are you ready? Summon, pop, goodbye to Dogmatica Punishment. Solemn Judgment can negate a Link summon. So with Solemn Judgment, if they summon a Promethean Princess, you negate its summon, and Promethean Princess can now not summon from the grave. That's a big one. Reborn the Kirin, all under Max C. Surely, I think we're going to take the full Max C challenge as the Garunix Eternity is here. Solemn Judgment, negate its summon. It was never on the field. Negate. All right, we're going to summon our Diablo Star. Let's get to it. To battle phase 6,900. And wow, that's it, huh? Maxi challenge accepted and thwarted. Good job to Snake Eye Fire King. Yep, paying half your life is expensive. Going second, we do have Maxi and Impermanence. Chain the Maxi to the Sigma. No chill. We don't care about Gamma anymore. Gamma does not exist. Is that the case? Wow. The impact of Gamma at 1. People are... Maxi just got better. That's all I could really say. The power of Maxi. We have the Couplet attempting to search our deck for a fusion spell card, which is going to... The search will be negated. We're now going to Ostinato summon using the deck to come forth and make our Bacha. Bacha on summon will special summon a Melodious from the deck. Do not Ash this, even though it's getting chain link blocked. Imperm negate. So... It's kind of confusing, right? The Ash does not negate Bacha because it says, while you control this fusion summon card, the activate effects of your Melodious fusions cannot be negated, but Imperm does negate it. Imperm is negating the card, thus it no longer has the effect of it not being able to be negated, so that's why it is negated and doesn't summon from the deck. Ash is trying to negate the effect while it currently has the active effect of it can't be negated, so then Ash does nothing. Does that make sense? Negates. Card negated. So now it can't be negated is negated. Yeah. We now refrain, searching for the Couplet. Couplet triggers to summon a monster from the grave or hand. Reborn. And now we're making Electromite. Electromite is here. Put a monster from the deck into the extra deck. The Supreme King Gate Magician is here. I have still not played this version of Melodious. I played Pure. I enjoyed Pure a lot, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not convinced yet for this to be the way to play. The Boccia is a level 7 though, so that works with the rank 7 Xyz fusion play. Yup, yeah, that's a big one. That's a big reason to play this way. Let's hop into game 2. Circular it up, and we have no chill for the Gamma. Gamma no longer exists, so we are going to be chaining the Maxi. Now, I did talk about some TCG players are still playing Gamma, but they're playing it also with Delta, some of them. Delta is a spell card negate while you have no monster in the field, so you'll have Delta plus Gamma and one driver. It makes people feel better about playing that driver brick. Gate Magician, come forth and summon while we have the Gate 0 on the field. Veiler is negating the effect to search. No search for you. Speaking of no Gamma, there's literally Gamma in his hand. I'm curious if he's playing Delta. The dude playing Gamma is not playing around the opponent's Gamma. Interesting. Absolute Dragon with 2 level 7s. You would then want to get it into the graveyard to then summon an Omni Negate. Come forth. Now, the Signet Conflict is no good. You have to control a Code Talker in order to negate. We have Imperm negating the Cross Sheep's ability to reborn a level 4 lower from the graveyard, and we do that before the Omni Negate would negate the impermanence. Now, let's Pendulum Summon from the hand and from the extra deck. Cross Sheep, of course, negated, further turning this into an Exceed the Pendulum. Grabbing an extra deck monster back to the hand, we can then special summon from the hand or grave within our Pendulum Scales. As we then make our Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker, boost to over 10,000 damage. What a powerful deck to play Maxi in. Yeah, right, we Maxied back to back. That's what I'm thinking. Lethal damage. Let's go. Supreme King, Melodious. That is the top 16. Thank you for watching. We're going to be hopping into the top 8 grand finale and top deck list right after in tomorrow's video. Let's go.